Let me say a little something about our American election, where Republicans are trumping or we have the Democrats' selection. They both bemoan the end of democracy as if they have some exclusivity. What we have is an aristocracy that provides a democratic activity. And the choices we are given all comes down to two. Doesn't really matter your positions or what you think are true. The two characters most prevalent represent the two parties that craft our nation. I get the feeling they're malevolent, greedy, power-hungry corporations. In Florida, for president, we have 7 choices, but 5 of them are in different third parties. And we will never hear their voices because we only have regard for these 2 extremes we are offered between Democratic and Republican. Under the first one, many slaves suffered, and the second one created 9 years before the Civil War began. There's still a lot of animosity that manifests as conflict, and it's become a true monstrosity where we can choose a lawyer or a convict. I first heard of Trump when I was a teen. Jesus was my greatest hero, but this guy's lifestyle was obscene and their similarities were 0. That hasn't changed at all since then. Although he can hold the good book upside down, I wouldn't include him in a list of who I think are good men. I think he's kind of a clown. And then there's his competition, what he calls the Democrat Party instead of Democratic. But if you look at the definition, it's pretty problematic. This private corporation handpicked their selected candidate. There was no primary or conversation. We have to back their choice because they demanded it. Between the two, I have a preference, but at best my support is feeble because I hate that I have to give deference and vote for one of 2 types of evil. When will we ever have the freedom to vote for someone we think is good? We shouldn't have to choose between them, and I really wish we would realize that these 2 corporations are constructs, and they are not eternal. The only thing they do is obstruct us from connecting and force us to play this infernal game of back and forth where we give to them our allegiance, and if we don't support them, we are seen as egregious. This outcome of winner take all is the reason people fear democracy. But we are giving ourselves to mob rule guided by our oligopoly. I won't tell you who I'm voting for, or if I will even support one of the 2 possible winners. There are 5 other losers that I can explore instead of those 2 wretched sinners. And I don't know if we'll ever sort things out and find people who will truly represent the masses. But there is one thing I know beyond a doubt. We're going to have to pull our heads out of our asses. This 2-party system is pathetic and has just become so demented. And I know it seems I'm just being poetic, but most of us are not represented. It seems like democracy will one day actually be possible, but we've still got some lessons to learn. It's going to require that we be responsible, and I hope one day the page will turn. Until then, I'll make the best choices I can, though there are very few that I would promote. And maybe it's all part of some grand master plan, but I still hope you get out and vote.